Dela writes, my MVVs, welcome. Of Ife himself has, been really unhappy about certain things that have been going on in the palace. Do you know that at some point, Kabiyesi was believing that, he has been able to get rid of everybody who doesn't want Queen Naomi into the palace. But it does seem as if Kabiyesi does not know that this, conspiracy is of the highest. Like, the people who are involved in this conspiracy are people that he would never, ever believe would have been part of this conspiracy. It's not just the Olorizo. There are people, elders, and a lot of people who are involved. But Kabiyesi does not seem to know because it does seem as if he is very trusting. They say something happened. Upon this divination where they said that they have invoked a lot of spirits out, okay, to fight, to, cause confusion, to make sure that Olori Naomi does not return back into the palace. They say after that divination, they say something happened. Now, in the ancient, Yoruba tradition, every time certain spirits are invoked, especially one of those, that forbidden spirit that has been invoked, they say there is an ancient way of dealing with that kind of invocation. Now, there is an ancient box that they have had for so many thousands of years that is right there inside the palace. And the box, when they open it, there is something like a ball inside. Usually, that ball, they don't open it. They say the last time they ever opened that ball right now is up to 300 years, okay? So when something like this happens in the palace, they are supposed to open it. When they open it, the servo will come out, okay? And when that servo comes out, it comes out like an entity, not just like a smell, okay? It comes out as an entity. Then it will go round the palace and begin to strike some of this deity one after the other. But if that servo is open, you who invoke that spirit, it will strike you. It will strike you depending on what Kabiyesi says with his mouth. If Kabiyesi ever holds the ancient sword in his right hand and that box on the left hand and say that whoever is responsible for this, strike that person to mine, that is exactly what will happen. If he says, strike that person to confess, that is exactly what will happen. If he says, strike that person to whatever, Kabiyesi has the power to demand, to say exactly what he wants from that entity that will come out of that boss. So what we are hearing now is that, now, the entity does not stay. Like as a spiritual entity, it does not stay for more than 7 hours. Once it is released, it goes and the box has to be open for it to come back. That is how the entity is. It doesn't stay for more than 7 hours. And now, if you open it for more than 7 hours, it goes, right? It comes back, you cannot open it again till another 21 days. That stands for a whole lot. I think that is something I will explain to you guys tomorrow. I'll take my time and explain it to you people. Now we are hearing that they had already sat down, Kabiyesi and diviners, not all the diviners, so they say 4 diviners, no, 4 diviners, 4 elders, they sat down, they agreed that they should open the box. They did everything because Iyanifa is not around. These diviners, they are not as smart as Iyanifa because Iyanifa knows how to deal with these kinds of situations. But do you know what happened? They said, as we are hearing, if the information is true, Dela right, it's not a small something, no. They said by the time they agreed, they usually will open it early hours of the morning, okay? Between 3 a.m. and, 1 a.m. and 3 a.m. Do you know that by the time they agreed on opening it this Monday, that is today morning, this morning that got to this Monday morning, they said they opened it only to find out that Oloris were not there. Oloris had left, they left the palace. Now, if you know Kabiyesi will not say that thing should buy anybody, because Kabiyesi will not allow anybody to buy in his palace. He must have said they confess or something. Oloris left. Now, the question is, how did Oloris find out? How did they find out that they were going to open that stuff? How did they find out? They say Oloris left. They left, they were not there in the palace. So now, Kabiyesi, is he trying to say that, you know, he's just realizing that there are people in the palace who are working with these Oloris? Is that what Kabiyesi is trying to say? That he's just realizing that now? They are working. We know that they continue to pick them one after the other, bring them out, disgrace them, do all of these things, but they are still there. They are still there. So they were the ones who informed the Oloris that something like this is going to happen. Oloris disappeared. Only the wives were nowhere to be found, like they could not find them. These women left. They left the palace and they were gone. Nobody was in the palace. Ekpe was not there. Ebony was not there, did not sleep there. Gospel did not sleep there. They had already locked parts of the palace, locked some of their things out. They had already made preparations for them to leave by tomorrow, so that after the ritual, they will all come back. They said from tomorrow, none of them would be inside the palace again. They will have to leave. Oloris left. The only Olori that was in the palace, they say Oletik was in the palace. What do you call? Dr. Lizzie was in the palace. These were the only people in the palace. Even Blow was not in the palace. Well, a lot of people are saying that Blow had already been slated to leave, like that she did not leave like the way that she left. Was it on Friday that they say she left the palace for, you know, her own engagement? That's what they are saying now. No, I don't know. But these women left. So the question everybody is asking is that, who is this one? Even among the ones that Kabiyesi trusts, who are the ones selling out this information? They say that is where the new wahala is coming from, because right now it seems as if those that Kabiyesi even trust are also doing the same thing. The ones that Kabiyesi is speaking to, they are still part of this. They are still part of this gang up against Olori Naomi's return, and that is why you see things are the way they are. But Kabiyesi has sworn by his honor that his wife must return back to the palace and to his life. I'm going to bring you more update. Do not forget that these are all alleged, rumored, unverified information making the rounds on social media and should not be seen as fact.